One of the things I love about the 24-hour live stream on 24 Hours Nothing But Net is we get to invite our friends that provide inspiration and motivation. And sometimes I need it. And when I need it, I'm going right here to this lady, Diane Richardson, the head coach at Temple, who's been a longtime friend of mine. And Diane, thank you for being with us.
Absolutely.
I love having you here because you and I have some shared background and some similar story about our family. So I want you to tell everybody about your family and why this event is so important to you.
Yeah, it's been great and good to share some things with you, Debbie, over the years with our children. I have two children that are special needs. My daughter Dana, who's 39, was born with cerebral palsy and mental delay, and then my youngest son, Michael, who's 26, has autism. So it's been a journey for us. And but I've got to say it's been great for us, great for Dana, my daughter, and great for Michael, my son. And we've been involved in some events like you, Debbie, and definitely your fundraiser and your program is awesome because it has changed the lives of my kids.
Well, I'm glad you said that because there are a lot of families like ours that need someone that's willing to take a chance on them, that is willing to give them an opportunity, that will say, hey, we want your kids to be involved. And that's where sport unites all of us, right? No matter where you come from or whatever your background is, you can find a landing spot. And that's what we found through Special Olympics. Tell us a little bit about your experience coaching your team and having your family immersed in everything that you do.
Yeah, growing up with Dana, my teams all throughout the years have been a part of Dana's life and Dana a part of their lives. And the sport, like you said, is just opens the door for so many. And it's worked both ways. Dana enjoys putting on a jersey. She enjoys, the excitement of being around the ladies because she really thinks she's one of them and that she's going to go out and score 20 points. But the other part of that is my team and my players throughout the years, all these years, have gotten a chance to be able to see Dana and her progress and how she enjoys life, and just to see how the compassion just oozes from them, understanding this other population.
Well, it starts from the top. It's the way you and your husband have raised your family and the way you go about managing your business around your kids. I mean, I know for me, Frankie didn't get any shortcuts or we didn't give him any, easy way out. He had to do things the way the other guys did. And, everybody's situation is a little different, but we do have a lot of similarities in what we've been able to do and highlighting what our kids do well, not worrying about what they don't do. That's what I've always been so impressed about your energy because I feel it from you when I see you. I know you and we're thinking a lot of the same things about what we're doing in our business and how we go about approaching life. I mean, everybody knows you have incredible enthusiasm all the time, Diane. And there's a lot of times that you could not. And I'm sure there's moments when things don't go your way the way you want them to. What do you do when those times come?
Well, I think about Dana and how she's survived, and I see that all these little things add up, and the joy in it. And I say, don't sweat the small stuff because I see what she has gone through and how many times she tried to stand up, and to use her limbs. And I see her overcoming and overcoming and overcoming. And I'm thinking the little stuff we go through is nothing. And she's been an inspiration because they said she would never walk, and she took her first steps at 7.5, and then Special Olympics came along and she ran in the 60-yard dash as a 12-year-old. And just to see that, I know that the little things we that try to bring us down are just little things.
You can look at our event and you can think, I could throw $24 at it, or I can give you a little bit more. What we always ask is $24 for every free throw I make. If you gave me 1 penny, that would be $24. A lot of people can look at it as just, doing their moral obligation to be philanthropic. But you and I know that that is not what it is. It is an investment in people. listening to you talk about Dana and tell that story, that gives me chills because I can only imagine how it must have felt for you being on the other end of that finish line, watching her cross the line. Can you share some of the joy that you have experienced with Dana and Michael?
Yeah. And when you say that about the finish line, I think I was a crazy woman yelling, let's
Oh,
go.
I'm sure.
Oh my gosh. I was at the finish line just like, oh my goodness, this is so awesome to see her not only walk, but to run. And just all of the athletes around that you see them just overcoming and the joy in their hearts. And every year I have my team to volunteer at Special Olympics. And you see them, screaming at the finish line or screaming, running around the track, let's go, let's go. And it's just a great feeling to see them accomplish those things and all the work that Special Olympics does to make those things come true for these young athletes. It is inspiring, it's awesome, and it's just a joy to participate.
You got a little bit of a taste in Cleveland when you met my sisters, who will be watching this live stream and in my driveway while this is airing. So you can see the enthusiasm and the excitement that we've all grown up with and how that carries forward in an environment around Frankie that gives him a chance to feel that kind of love and that kind of excitement. When you met the sisters, because that's what they're affectionately called while they're on the
Right.
road at the Final Four, what was your impression? How'd you meet them? Give us a little breakdown because they just inserted themselves right into your life. I know.
What they did, and it was awesome. I'm walking around the arena, and all of a sudden, of course I see your twin that she looks just like you, but they're like, oh, Coach Richardson at Temple. And then we started talking about the kids, about Frankie, about Dana, and they were high-fiving, and my staff were with me, and they were high-fiving my staff, and my staff was like, who are these people? But then, of course, they told us and they said they were coming to a game. So we're all excited about that. And hopefully they come. You guys, now you all promise, come to a game at
Yeah.
Temple.
Okay, that's good. Put it out there right now because they said they were coming to a game. So they need to hitch on and go see exactly what you're talking about because you got it working now. I mean, how much fun are you having? You've been in the business for so long. You have impacted so many young lives, so many young women. What's it feel like for you now, with the landscape and what college sports is supposed to be about and what it's turned into, and how are you navigating all of that?
Well, it's an awesome field, and this is my second career. So I went into coaching after being a CEO because I wanted to be impactful, like my coach was for me. And I absolutely love seeing these young ladies grow and move on in their lives and become professionals or professional basketball players. It's changing a little bit, and we're trying to adapt. But I still think the motivating factor for me is to be a mentor and to impact their lives. And I'm going to continue to do that. Sometimes I have to do it with my knees deep into the portal, but I'm going to continue to try to do that. Me and my staff, we're going to try to be change agents and try to help these young ladies grow.
You and I are living with young adults. In Dana's case, she's a 39-year-old woman.
Mm.
Frankie's 26. Special Olympics has been a huge part of our journeys. If there are young families out there listening or people that are considering potentially making a donation to help Special Olympics, what would you say to them about your experiences and why it's important to invest in this cause?
Yeah, it's so important. It has made a difference in our life and a difference in Dana. And we talk about her age at 39. And, back in the day, people like Dana were kind of in the house. You didn't bring him out. But I tell you, Special Olympics really blossomed for her. And it blossomed for us as a family. It really makes a difference in these kids' lives just to see if you could just go to a Special Olympics event and see the joy that this brings to these young people. It is an awesome feeling for them. It's an awesome feeling for you. I can't tell you how many times I've cried at Special Olympics just seeing the joy, but it's definitely a great cause, and these young athletes need it. And if you can donate, anything will help, because these help change the lives of these young people.
Diane Richardson, my dear friend for so many years, I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you for your advocacy. Thank you for making the lives of your players better by introducing them to Dana and your family and keeping things in perspective, because that's what we got to do these days. But we need some money to do that, to keep these kids organized and keep them training and keep them competing, because it's a really fun way to go. Thank you
Yes.
so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, and make sure you donate.